Hello and welcome. I'm so excited to go live today with Caitlyn. Caitlyn is founder and CEO of KidStar Nutrients. And if you've been following along here for a while, you know that this is a brand that we have used in our home for quite some time now, almost since its start. And I had the opportunity to chat with Caitlyn early on and say, this sounds like incredible. Can you tell me more? And she told me her story. I reached out and said, do you have time to jump on live with me? And she said yes, and I was so excited. So, hi, Caitlyn.
Hi, Noelle. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Very good. Thank you.
So today, I was hoping that, I know early on in our friendship, you told me about the start of KidStar, which is just so cool, how it came to be. And I wondered if we could start with that and then go through starting with BioFe after that, because it was, your start, and we share this passion about iron, but go through the different supplements that you have, that you offer, and just share a little bit about how they came to be, your passion behind them, importance, and we can just answer some questions along the way.
That sounds amazing. I'm very excited to be here. So you'll see by my exciting expression. I was really fortunate to have grown up in the health food industry. I didn't even know it was an industry as a child. I just thought it was just what we did in our house. And then after university, I started working for my mom's company, Smart Solutions, which is now known as Smart Solutions. And I was part of the supply chain from raw material to finished good. And during this time, I had my 3 daughters. I was making great quality supplements for adults, but then I'd go to the health food store and try to find products for my kids. And most of the time, I'd end up putting the product back on the shelf, being really frustrated that I couldn't find what I wanted for my own girls. And I knew there had to be other parents out there that were looking for great quality products that were accessible in the stores they were shopping at, and at prices they could afford. So and then during that time, the biggest problem that occurred is, no, I couldn't say problem, we solved it. My 2-year-old ended up having iron deficiency anemia. And so at that point, we were told how much iron she had to take every day. And we could not find a product that she would try more than once.
Yeah.
It was the biggest feat. And, we'd be hiding supplements. We'd be giving her supplements. I bought so many products that I think at one point my husband was like, we need to stop purchasing these, because it was just like the mounting line of things she hated. And I tried them and I didn't even like them. I was like, I can't take this either.
We went through the same thing with Clay, and as a baby, like, he would spit it up. And I think, oh my goodness, like, out came the iron along with all of the nourishment that went in with that, right? And I think he was basically iron deficient until we met you, because I was the same. I use different products, and I think, no, I can't stomach that. How can I ask you to stomach that?
Yeah. Oh no, it's totally true. It with kids, right away. They will take it if they like it. If they do not like it, it's not happening. And if you have a child who's a picky eater, you can't even do it the other way. Like, you can't even get the extra food in there. You really need the supplements to, get that level high enough so you're back to a maintenance dose. And then, the company closed, and I still had these 3 awesome daughters, and I was still looking for great products. So I was like, you know what? I know we can make great quality products for kids, just like I was doing for adults. Just takes a little bit of more effort because, of course, it's taste. So I went on a mission to find a product that my daughters would take, and we did. So BioFe Iron, so the BioFe is our BioFe Iron line. And it was designed for my daughters and for all kids out there that were iron deficient, that didn't like the taste of what was occurring on the shopping shelves.
Which is a huge number of children.
Yes. Yes, it is. It is huge.
So what did you start with? Did you start with the liquid or the tasteless drops?
Actually, I think the drops launched first, but actually, oh, so funny, my phone was ringing. The drops launched first, but the iron chewable was the one that my daughter tasted. That was hers. That was her little project we did together. So the chewable was more geared to her, and then the liquid came out. And because she was taking so much iron every day, we actually used all 3. So depending on the day, she would pick what she wanted. We'd either mix the drops into something, or she'd have the liquid, or if we were out and about, I'd give her the chewable. Yeah. Because if you have iron deficiency, you have to take a significant amount for 3 months. And it gets kind of boring to take the same product every day.
That's such a good tip. I often have people say to me, like, which one? And I'm like, oh, whatever you think your kids would like best, but I'm going to use that. Like, buy at least 2 of the 3, and then you've got variety in there, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I know in our home, We use the liquid if I'm serving it more with like early on in the day. I just like grab it out of the fridge with other things. And then I find if I'm serving it like on their lunch plate or with an afternoon snack, we use the tablet. So I go back and forth between those two. I haven't used the tasteless a lot, but I recommend it for infants all the time.
Yes.
And wish that I had it.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, the drops actually fit perfectly. You know, like the squeezy pouches, like the Love Child or the Baby Gourmet. You know, you drop it in the top, and then like the little kids don't even know what's in there. And it's amazing how fast they can eat a squeezy packet. So
absolutely, they go down quickly. Yes, for sure. I remember the very first time, and I know I've shared this on here before and with you, but I will like never forget the very first time that Ange and I tried it. We were at her house, and we put it in these little cups, and we're like, okay, here we go, right? And we're like, oh my gosh, it's so good. I want more. Like it's so good.
This is every trade show. It's so funny. I'm always like, don't worry, it doesn't taste like iron. And they kind of look at me like, you're lying. And I'm like, no, it doesn't taste like what you're thinking. And then they try it and they're like so hesitant. They're just like, they look at you like, are you sure? And then they have it. They're like, oh, it doesn't taste like iron. I'm like, I wasn't lying.
It's good. Yeah. And it doesn't stain teeth. Like it's not dark, right? It's that lighter white, light pinkish color.
Yeah. So because it's encapsulated, the iron is coated so you don't get the stained teeth and you don't get the upset stomach. So it goes down nice and easy.
Amazing. Now, how did you move on from there? So we went into the little astronaut, the Star Nutrient and multivite, and then into DHA and vitamin D. I remember that was an exciting launch. So walk us through kind of how you decided where to progress from there. And also, I don't know about you, but I have parents asking me all the time, like, how do I combine these? And so anything you want to speak to around that?
Oh, of course. So, of course, the iron was number one because it was a need in our house that we were having to fill. But then after that, we kind of looked at the whole picture. So what are we eating every day? What do we need in our diets? And we really focused on the three big things. Obviously, iron, vitamin D, and omegas are the hardest things, I would say, for kids to want to eat on a consecutive basis. And then, of course, the multivitamin, which really is, you know, over 20 ingredients. It has something for every aspect of your life. And it really just fills those gaps. So, you know, we don't have to be constantly worried, oh, did we eat enough? Did we do this? Oh, we went here instead of that. We didn't have that snack. You know, it's a nice, you know, you don't have to stress so much when you're on a multivitamin. Yeah, it's a top up. It fills in those gaps. It makes sure you have everything you need. And we went with the astronaut, you know, it's a little space theme. And we picked blue spirulina because we were trying to find a great color that was also healthy.
Yeah.
So, you know, trying to avoid certain colors and additives. And we were like, you know what? We can use this great blue spirulina. It's an antioxidant.
Yeah.
Let's add it to the product. So
beautiful. And a bit of extra iron in there too.
That's right. That's right.
And with the omega-3 and vitamin D, I just love the combination, right? Because we know that with vitamin D being fat soluble, it's like right in there together, getting into the system. And the omega and the iron, just so huge for brain development.
It is.
Right? Like it's so hard for kids to get enough for what that optimal growth and development would be. So that's really awesome.
And you know, I know we had salmon last night, but I think one kid ate the salmon. Someone else had a meatball. You know, it was there for their choosing, but I think I ate it. They didn't. So, but yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard to get everything we want in our kids all the time. So it's, you know, it's something that helps us fill in those gaps, make sure that we're not going to have any nutrient deficiencies.
Absolutely. So we just had someone ask you Canada. So just to share, Caitlyn is actually in Canada. KidStar Nutrients was born out of Vancouver. So while you can access it outside of Canada, it is right here.
That's right. Yep, we ship across Canada from our website, kidstarnutrients.com. And then also on our website, you'll find our store locator. So depending what province you in or city, you can find a store near you. And of course, if you can't find a store near you, send us an email and we will try to find one for you and get our products in there.
That's perfect. Now for anyone joining us from the US, is it VitaSave? Is that where?
Yeah, VitaSave and Healthy Planet. Yeah.
And Healthy Planet into the US. So accessible from all over. Absolutely. Talk to us a little bit about your maternity line as well, because I know that we had women who were giving iron to their kids, then, you know, they're pregnant themselves and going, well, this is a great iron for me. It's not causing GI discomfort. It tastes good. It doesn't lead to nausea. And then from there, you moved into some prenatal options. Yes.
Yes, so we have an awesome prenatal. We've added, of course, the same great iron, so non-constipating iron. Our flowing agent is actually ginger. So to fill up that capped extra space, and for the machine, we've used ginger, which is even better, you know, having a dual purpose for your ingredients. And we have added algae DHA. So we wanted to make sure wherever we could get DHA in, we put as much as we could. So it is, and we made our capsules smaller. So it's 3 a day, but we made them as small as we could so that you didn't have to keep swallowing large pills.
Just swallow when you're not feeling 100%.
Exactly. and of course, many capsules, you just open it. If you can't swallow the capsule, you can open it and put it into applesauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good tip.
Yeah, because swallowing is hard. You know,
it can be.
Those early months are just difficult in general. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the powder, which we love to add to smoothies, yes, but I've added to like pancakes and muffins and baked goods a lot too. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we in our house are a big smoothie family. And growing up, I always had a type of protein powder in the house, but then with the little kids, I was kind of going, well, I don't really want them to have those specific ingredients. But I wanted them to have this, and I wanted to make sure that was included. So we decided to make a protein that was kind of an all-in-one. So it has algae DHA in it. We have fruits and veggies in there. We have pumpkin and pea protein, and we have acacia fiber. So we know, and it has a lower amount of protein. So it's 10 grams per serving, but we made it so the scoop is 5 grams. So if you, depending on what you want to do, you can do 5 grams, you can do 10 grams, you can increase for the adults to get a higher protein dose. But really we wanted to have a nice, easy breakfast smoothie, or like you said, pancakes and yogurt and anything else you're already making, just add it in there, and it kind of elevates the food you're already making. So it's really simple. We didn't want to make anything too difficult.
Nutrient density.
Yeah.
I love a lower amount of protein. A lot of the time the adult protein powders aren't appropriate, but the odd one that is, there's a few that are, but then we're looking at like, a quarter to half scoop, just because often it's 21, 25 grams of protein a scoop. That's like so much for a little one to take a smoothie, right? So to be able to just do that kind of 5 to 10 is definitely really great.
No, it's awesome. And of course, we aren't building muscle every day. Like those amounts are really for, building muscle and, kind of going to the gym. And every day we just need our regular protein content.
Yeah, just for satiety, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So along the way, you've obviously evolved a lot in terms of like more products and, based on where you are right now, tell us a little bit about anything we can look for KidStar kind of in the near future. What's exciting for you right now?
Well, hopefully you'll see 2 more products this year.
Okay.
They're in the works. We're making sure, of course, that they taste good. So, with kids products, we want to make sure adults are obviously able to take them too. So you always check on the label, and we have adult dose and we have kid dose. But really the big thing is kids liking the taste. So right now our big focus is new products for the year and to launch. And also we're maybe going to be launching a little bit more into the US.
Sorry.
Oh, I think that's okay. You're almost back. Yeah. Oh.
You're back.
There you are. There we go. We're back. And you know what? We're trying really hard to get some more education out through our platform, through webinars, through lives, to make sure that everyone knows that we can try to prevent these nutrient deficiencies with a balanced diet and with adding supplements where needed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wanted to ask you about your iron. So it's so unique in so many ways. For any dietitians that are tuning in and we're using it as part of our practice, would you say that it's still good to separate it 2 hours from calcium, or is this formulation different in any way?
Right. So it is micronized and microencapsulated. So they grind the pyrophosphate down and then they coat it. So the special coating obviously prevents the staining of the teeth. It prevents the taste of like the metallic taste, and it allows the product to get to the small intestine without being lost in the stomach. Therefore, you don't have the constipation and the diarrhea and that. Now, of course, because it's encapsulated, you don't have to remove it from calcium. But if you have low iron, you shouldn't be taking a lot of calcium anyways, because the foods you're eating that are iron rich, those will be affected. So the supplement won't, but the foods will be affected by the calcium. So we still say, obviously limit your calcium intake, but with kids, taking your iron is more important than not taking your iron.
Okay. So you'd rather it and, you know, absorb as much as possible, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But you make a good point there too, that even when we choose a supplement, we still want to try to get foods in. It's still just that, even if nothing else, the exposure, right? For kids, for the different foods that are iron rich or rich in other nutrients.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we want, because those foods have more things in them than just the iron, right? So it's the whole food that is amazing, of course, and it does amazing things in our bodies. And the supplements are there for a need. And, you know, we want to make sure we have both.
Yes, absolutely. So last week, we kind of highlighted the fact that iron can make a difference in mental health, right? So often we think of it of just energy level, brain growth and development for sure, but also just a reminder that like if anyone is feeling like low energy and anxious at the same time, we don't have that answer. We can't like diagnose you, but we can say iron is something to think about, right? And the coming week, we're going to be talking a little bit about ways that we can love our heart. So we're going to be highlighting some of your supplements through there. Is there anything that you have in your lineup right now? I know the answer is yes, so I'm just going to put it out to you. As we move forward and think about loving our guts later in the month, what comes? I know what comes to mind for me. I'd like to hear what comes to mind for you from your supplement line.
Oh, okay. So I think a few things. So of course the iron is always important. Vitamin D is really important as well. The protein has a number of ingredients in it that's great for your gut health. But you know what, like really, those are probably the big ones. But of course, omegas too, we want to make sure they have less inflammation. So the omegas help on that front. You know, there's kind of something in every product that kind of helps towards this. So
there really is. And I was thinking too, in your, like in the multivite and in the powder, right? You have probiotics and prebiotics in those. But also just the fact that it's related so much to like total nutrition, right? And it's not just probiotics. So that's exactly it. Like just thinking about ways that we're taking care of our GI tract, of our system. But I love that you do have those prebiotics and probiotics added. I also wanted to note that if anyone's wondering, the Algae DHA, so DHA is typically found in like fatty fish, omega eggs, that type of thing, but it's also found in algae. And so you've offered a plant-based option. So if we have vegan individuals, whether it be adults or children, this is a great way for them to get that DHA through plant-based option, right?
Oh yeah. Because you know what, there's lots of different ways to get what we need. And you're right, if there's vegans, there's vegetarians, we really want to make sure that whatever need you have, there's a solution.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for spending time with me today. And from the bottom of my both dietitian and mom heart for creating an incredible brand and line of supplements. There's so many of us that benefit from the effort and time that you have put. So thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Noelle. I really appreciate it. And I've been following you forever and I'm like, oh, I love it. Everything you do, I'm always like, oh, I need to do that at home. My girls would like that. So yes, I am the same. Likewise back to you. I really appreciate everything you do.
Thank you. That means so much. And I would encourage anyone to reach out to Caitlyn, reach out to KidStar Nutrients. Caitlyn posts really fun riddles that like. So head over to that page too to exercise your brain with the riddles.
Yeah, I know. They should be so simple. And every time I'm like, oh, I don't even know the answer. Thank goodness I do know the answer when I post them, because I would never be like, I have no idea.
Really,
it's fun. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Lovely to see you. And I hope you have a great rest of your Monday.
Thank you very much. Have a great Monday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.